Hello, lovely souls, and welcome. I'm Rowan Blackthorn, and this is Rowan's Wicca for Beginners. Think of this as a cozy corner of the internet for accessible, low-energy witchcraft and Wiccan wisdom, coming to you straight from here in Scotland. Today, we're talking about the power of three, which you might have also heard called the Rule of Three, or the Threefold Law. Specifically, we're going to explore how it actually works when you're disabled, housebound, or just running on very, very low spoons. There's no guilt here. No, you're not trying hard enough. Just honest, practical witchcraft that you can do from your bed, your wheelchair, or your favorite corner of the sofa. So, take a deep breath, get comfy, and let's gently unpack this together. So, what is the power of three, really? In Wicca, it's the idea that whatever energy you send out into the world comes back to you threefold, or 3 times as strong. Now, a lot of people imagine this as something very dramatic and literal. For example, if you cast a spell to harm someone, you get 3 times that harm back. If you send out kindness, you get 3 times that kindness back. But I want to offer you a gentler, more practical way of seeing it, especially if you're disabled. Think of the power of 3 as a reminder to be conscious with your energy. It's a spiritual nudge that what you cultivate in yourself tends to grow in your life. It's a way of asking yourself, if this came back to me 3 times, would I still be happy sending it out? It's less of a cosmic punishment system and much more of a spiritual mindfulness practice. And here's the most important bit for all my fellow disabled witches out there. The universe does not have a checklist. It doesn't care who stood the longest, chanted the loudest, or lit the most candles. Magic, especially in Wicca, is about your intention, your focus, and the alignment of your will with your actions, however small those actions may be. So, if your body can't manage full circles, or long rituals, or standing at an altar, that does not make your power of 3 practice any weaker or less valid. For us, the threefold often shows up in our thoughts, our words, and the tiny actions we can manage. And trust me, those absolutely count. Let's make this really concrete and accessible. First, let's talk about 3 kind thoughts. On a day when you can't move much at all, your entire practice can be this. Choose one person. Could be a friend, a carer, a fellow spoonie, or even yourself. Then send them 3 kind, specific thoughts. For example, in your mind, you can quietly say, "May you be safe, may you be loved, may you find ease today." That is energy you're sending out. That is witchcraft. And in power of 3 terms, you're building a habit of kindness that gently shapes how you speak, act, and even how you treat yourself. Another one is 3 gentle breaths. If you're in pain or feeling completely exhausted, just try this. On the in-breath, think to yourself, "I draw in healing." On the out-breath, think, "I release what no longer serves me." Repeat that just 3 times. That's it. In that tiny moment, you have centered yourself. You have aligned your intent with your breath. And you have shifted your energy, even if your body hasn't moved an inch. That's threefold work on a nervous system level, an emotional level, and a spiritual level. And for a better day, if you have a spoon or 2 to spare, you might try 3 tiny physical actions. For example, you could light 1 candle with the intention of protection. You could touch 1 object that feels sacred to you. You could speak 1 simple phrase, like, "What I send in love returns to me, threefold, in love." 3 tiny actions. 1 clear intention. That is more than enough. Now, a big fear that disabled witches often have is this: I'm angry, I'm in pain, I'm frustrated. If the power of 3 is real, am I cursing myself just by being upset? The answer is no. You are not punished for being human. The threefold law is about patterns and choices. not every single intrusive thought you have. Living with chronic illness or disability is hard. You are allowed to have bad days. You are allowed dark thoughts. You are allowed moments where you're not radiating sunshine. If you find yourself worried about this, you can gently redirect that energy when you notice you're spiraling. You can say something like, "I acknowledge my anger. I'm allowed to feel it. I now choose to send any excess energy into healing, not harm." That simple re-aiming of your intent is powerful threefold work in itself. So, let's do a simple bed ritual for the power of 3 right now. This is a tiny ritual you can do lying down, sitting, or however your body allows. Look at your hands, or just imagine them in your mind's eye. Say either aloud or in your head, through these hands, "I can still send love." Now, think of 3 things you would like to grow in your life. For example, maybe it's peace, support, or financial stability. For each one of those things, quietly say, "I send out peace. May it return to me threefold, in the right way, at the right time." Then, "I send out support. May it return to me threefold, in the right way, at the right time," and so on. You don't need tools. You don't need to move. Your mind, your intention, and your heart are always enough. If your body is limited, your magic is not. The power of 3 is not about doing more. It's about being more aware of what you're already sending into the world, even in your smallest, softest moments. You are not less of a witch because you can't stand in a circle for an hour. You are a witch whose craft is shaped by your body, and that is sacred. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. What's one tiny, spoon-friendly way that you work with the power of 3? And if you'd like more accessible witchcraft, gentle rituals, and disabled-friendly Wicca, you can subscribe and join our little circle here. Until next time, lovely souls, tread gently, cast kindly, and may all you send in love return to you threefold in love. Blessed be.